How's it going, guys? Welcome back to today's video. As I said in the last one, this is the part 2, as you'll probably see from the title anyway. This is part 2 from last week's video, where I'm just doing an update of, buttoning up and doing little things. But anyway, back to the video. Right, so I've took the light out and managed to get it out of this little housing, if you like. Obviously there's the unit itself, so I've got it out of here because it's going to help me to push it into these holes a bit better. Trying to do it and cut it whilst those are in there, it's going to be difficult. You could end up marking this or cutting into something that we don't want to, so drop it. So yeah, I've got this off, so let's get the wrap, get the heat gun out, and got to clean it first, but then we'll put some over this and see how we can get it, see if we can get it looking nice. Don't judge me on this, I haven't had time to sort it out. I just need to buy some more cable, hardwire it in, so that it's not on that silly, because it's just a mess, it really is. But we know the drill. I'm going to clean thoroughly everywhere because we want best adhesion. That's the whole point of doing this. I pay particular attention to the areas around, obviously, the inside of the bevel, because that's where we really need it to stick and to stay stuck. Yeah, so that's pretty much done. Let's turn that and dry it off. I'm probably being overly thorough, but I'd rather be overly thorough and hopefully it works than not. So we've got the wrap here. I'm going to pop, probably use like that much. Careful with the cutting. It's not straight. Right. So, I'm not too sure how it's going to get on because this has got quite a curve to it, hasn't it? So, it'll be interesting that because I've not really dealt with that much. I'm going to try and push it into these little recesses first. Because if that doesn't work, there's no point doing the rest or trying to do the rest. So let's give it a go. Just by doing that, you can see it's taking the shape of where the holes are, which is good. Try and get it nice and warm. I'm not sure if you could hear me then, but I was just saying, yep, let's get it nice and warm. Needs to go a bit warmer than that. See, it's all crimpled and crumpled. If you apply heat to it, it starts returning to its original shape. So obviously when you're trying to push one in and that, it can be difficult. So let's see how far we can push this wrap without it breaking, obviously. This is where having a heat glove would help a lot. I'm actually quite surprised at how much you can actually manipulate this film. I might try and cut that one out, This will be the tough time. It's all pushed in, and you can see it's bubbling on the back, so that it's all pressed down onto this edge here. So I'm going to try and cut inside of that. What can go wrong, eh? There we go, it's fallen out. A little egg cup for you. There we go, that's one done. Just got to try and do these ones now. Oops. I pushed my thumb through it. Oh dear. Okay, let's try and make that work. So that's 3 out of 5. Let's try and do these two now. With these two, I'm just going to hold my thumbs in there to let the film cool down a little bit, because that way, when it cools, it will keep the shape that obviously I'm holding it in, which will be enough to allow me to cut it then, like that. 2 little eye sockets. Cooled down enough now, I think we'll be able to cut it. So I'll cut these 2 out, guys, and I'll get back to you. Sorry guys, I went a bit too far and trimmed the edges. I thought I'd press carry on filming, but I hadn't, so here we have. I've obviously done it all, trimmed up the edges. There's a line across there, so I've used that to cut it off there, and that side's almost done, but this bit, the wrap wouldn't stretch down that far because of the curve and all the different curves. But there we have, that is done. So all I've got left to do now is to clip that back into there. Which way around does it go now? That's on the outside, yeah. So that just clips back into there, and hopefully the wrap doesn't push outwards. Just slide into place. Like that. And there we have the finished product. It's a little bit of a clean, but no, that's cool. Okay, so I'll clip that back in and show you the end result really. And there we go. That is that wrapped. Not like I say, this bit that's in the door, that was the piece I couldn't stretch around because of the different curvatures on it. But obviously from there, and when the door's closed, you're not going to see that. So I'm quite happy with that. If the wrap had been not scratched and a little bit better, then it would have turned out slightly better, but I'm quite happy with that. Right, so now it's time to clip all these down. Won't bore you with it too much, but basically some of them are too long, so let's cut them down. And there we have it, that's that done. Next we're going to try and hardwire the lights in, so here we go. Okay guys, so I've just taken the panel off from just here. That's going to give me access to the light engine. Disconnect it, pull it out, we'll start stripping it. I got this cool little tool. You put a wire in there, press it together and it strips it for you, so that'll be interesting to use. It was a Christmas present, that was pretty cool. So let's try and do this without breaking anything. There we go, that's disconnected. I can't remember if I said in the last the video where I installed this that I'd obviously put it up there or not. I don't think I did. Now you know. Oh, I gotta try and contort my hand to try and get up there a bit. There we go. Got it out. And I didn't have to take everything off. Bonus. So the idea now is to cut this down, but where do I cut it down? I'm going to cut it about there. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. So let's use these, cut him down, and I'm hoping to see 2 wires in here, a black and a red. We got a black and a red, peeps. You won't be able to see, it's too small. Okay, so we're going to strip that down. First, I've got to get some heat shrink. I can't get my words out, guys. That doesn't matter with me. I've got to get some heat shrink so that when we join the cables, we can then heat shrink them back together, and it should look a lot better. Got them. Got that. It goes that way actually. So we've got the wire. Put that in there. probably about that much. And there we have it. It's pulled the sleeving off. Really like that. So let's see if it'll do the littler one, the smaller one. The littler? Is that even a word? The smaller one. So put that in there. Boys, I tell you what, if you ever want to do electrics, get one of these. These are brilliant. Look at that. Awesome. Having said that, I'm going to need more off there because of the heat shrink. So let's just take a bit more off that. Okay. So basically I've just lengthened that off. So then when the heat shrink goes down there, it's got somewhere to be. Okay, so that's that one sorted. And then I'm going to get my cable, this one, to make a slight cut down the middle, because this is obviously joined and we don't want it to be joined. A very small cut. Open it up. Okay. Let's do the same with these. Obviously use the wire cutters. That's what it is, I suppose. No, a bit more than that. There we go. Same with the black. So now we've got that. So then obviously that gets joined to that. Join them together, heat shrink, jobs are good done. Got those two joined like that. The heat shrink. Okay, so there's that done. Probably, yeah, what I should have done. When I've cut this to length, I'm going to slide a thicker one over it to obviously then cover them both up, because that's the correct way to do it. So that's going to be up there. Right guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sort this length out that I need to get me where I need to be, and I'll report back to you. So just a quick update guys, what I've done is obviously I've fed the wire back into there, plugged it back into the light unit, fed it all the way across there, back down here again, under here, and it's going across and underneath there. Obviously as you can see it's coming out here. So next what I'm going to do is, yes, I am going to vacuum the carpet before anyone points that out, thank you very much. Find the end of this. No, I'm not going to find the end of this, I'm going to crimp that off there, and then obviously hardwire that into the live that's down there, and find a bolt to put the negative on. So it's actually wired in now to the underneath of the cigarette lighter, positive and negative, and that means now that these are off. If we turn them on, well, there you go, you can see them, and then obviously off, on, off. So guys, there we have it. That is pretty much everything buttoned up and sorted. The only thing is the clip. The clip is a couple of weeks out because there's none in the UK, so I've had to order that one in. But obviously that won't take 2 seconds to do, just pull that one out and put the new one in. Now last week I did have a comment on the video about my battery being disgusting and dirty. Thank you very much for that and pointing that out. I will get it sorted, but I have literally just not had time with work and stuff, so thank you very much. It will get sorted, I do promise that, because as we said, it's the little things that, you know, tidy the engine bay up. I might just add that bit into a video that I've got coming up soon, where I'm changing a couple of bits. You may know what I'm talking about if you've seen last week's video. I know I said I'd post this one midweek, but again, I've just not had time to film and obviously get everything edited and ready, so Friday it is. I do hope you enjoy it though. If not, I do apologise. If you've stayed this long and haven't clicked off, thank you very much. Like, share and subscribe while you're there. Guys, I think I'm going to do a question and answering type of video. If anybody's got any questions car related, my home life, job, whatever it is, guys, drop your comments down below, or message me them on Instagram. I'm going to put up a story on there asking for questions as well. The reason being is next week I'm actually on holiday, so I'm not going to be able to film too much because I'm going to be away from the house. I'm not going to have tools and anything that I might need. So if I do the question and answer, I should be able to do that from where I am. So hopefully I can get that kind of a video out for you next week. But let me know either down below or on Instagram. And thank you very much for watching, guys. As I say, if I don't do the video, it'll be a couple of weeks until I upload again. But if not, I will see you next week.